When it comes to Drake and Kendrick Lamar, the contrast couldn't be clearer. One is selling out arenas night after night, breaking records and making history. The other, Drake's It's All a Blur tour, really did turn into a blur. Canceled shows, refund chaos, and disappointed fans everywhere. It's a wild sight. For someone clinging to fame as tightly as Drake, his silence now speaks louder than his music. Since Not Like Us dropped a year ago, he's been scrambling to stay relevant, chasing attention with sneak disses, pity moves, and desperate stunts to get people talking. But the man who once ruled hip-hop seems to have lost his footing. And now, for the first time since Kendrick shook the rap world with those brutal diss tracks, Drake has gone completely silent. Fans are celebrating Kendrick's victory, while Drake is nowhere to be found. It's shocking. This is the same guy who used to flood Instagram with cryptic captions or hop on live streams just to remind everyone he was still that guy. But now, nothing. No stories, no rants, no sneak disses. It's as if Drake finally realized there's no comeback big enough to erase what Kendrick did. Deep down, maybe he knows it's over. That realization has to sting, because this doesn't feel like Drake's trademark arrogance. It feels like quiet defeat. For once, the biggest voice in hip-hop has lost its echo. While the culture celebrates Kendrick's win, Drake seems to be fading out. No more dragging things on with half-hearted drama or forced beef. He's reached a point where even he can't keep pretending. And before we go deeper into what this silence really means, what it says about Drake's state of mind right now, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. We're closing in on 100,000, and your support means everything. Let's keep pushing, because the truth about Drake's situation is only just unfolding. Now, with all that said, what we're seeing from Drake is something nobody ever expected: silence. For the first time in more than a year, the man who couldn't stop talking, posting, or stirring things up has finally gone quiet. It's almost unbelievable. For so long, even the smallest rumor, lyric, or whisper tied to his name turned into another desperate attempt to grab attention or protect his image. But now, nothing. This is the same Drake who couldn't resist throwing subliminal shots, sneaking disses into songs, or twisting narratives in his favor. Yet for weeks, there hasn't been a single response to Kendrick Lamar or anyone connected to him. No petty IG captions, no cryptic emojis, not even a slick studio photo to tease a comeback. It's like he finally ran out of ways to talk himself out of the hole he dug. And that's the real shocker. Drake, the master of spinning narratives, the king of staying trending, has finally done what everyone told him to do after Kendrick dismantled him: disappear. Maybe regroup. Maybe reflect. Whether by choice or by defeat, he's quiet now. It's surreal to think that the same artist who spent over a decade steering the conversation, jumping from one controversy to another just to stay relevant, is now stepping back. And that's silence. That's the loudest thing about him right now. Because let's be real, this doesn't feel like maturity or reflection. This is exhaustion. This is surrender. After a year of trying every trick in the book, trolling, boasting, even playing the victim, Drake has finally run out of moves. His trademark arrogance is gone. His confidence is fading. What we're seeing isn't growth. It's the crash after chaos. Drake taking a break isn't rest. It's retreat. And if history has shown us anything, it's that when the loudest guy in a room suddenly goes quiet, it means the storm finally hit him. If you're watching this, you already know how sad this downfall has become. It's almost painful to witness. The same man who once acted untouchable has now been reduced to silence. That's wild. What makes it even crazier is that Drake hasn't really acted like a rapper in years. He's been moving more like an influencer, posting selfies, chasing trends, talking more about lifestyle than lyrics. So when someone like that suddenly stops chasing attention in every form possible, it says everything about where his head is right now. Think about it. The last time we even saw Drake make a move was right around when Kendrick Lamar kicked off his grand national tour, a tour that instantly became a cultural moment. Every night of that tour has been a victory lap for Kendrick, while Drake's name keeps getting dragged through the mud. Kendrick didn't just beat him in a rap battle. He embarrassed him in front of the entire world. And Drake's response? Pathetic. Instead of dropping a strong comeback, he posted random subliminal shots on social media about ancient drama nobody even remembers. Seriously, These were throwbacks to things so irrelevant that fans laughed instead of clapped. It was desperate, like he reached into an empty bag, trying to pull out one last trick, and nothing came out. That's when people realized Drake doesn't even know how to fight back anymore. Every move he's made feels outdated, out of touch, and out of gas. Kendrick's living rent-free in his head, while Drake's still trying to play chess on a board that Kendrick flipped over months ago. For once, it feels like Drake's been pushed out of room. He's finally realizing that his desperate attempts to stay in the game have only made him look worse. The chase for relevance, the fake confidence, the weak jabs, it's all catching up to him. And maybe, just maybe, Drake knows that going against Kendrick Lamar isn't just hopeless anymore. It's embarrassing. Right now, it's becoming crystal clear. Kendrick Lamar isn't just winning the beef. He's winning the entire game. The Grand National Tour has exploded into one of the biggest moments in hip-hop history. With just a handful of shows, Kendrick has already pulled in more money than most rappers make in their entire careers. By the time this tour wraps, it's expected to crush every record in sight, including Drake's own It's All a Blur tour. Imagine that. The student outdoing the teacher. For Drake, this isn't just a bad look. It's the final nail in the coffin. His last bragging right, touring, is officially being ripped away. Kendrick's shows are packed. His performances are electric. His crowds are legendary. Meanwhile, Drake's name keeps shrinking from headlines that used to belong to him. The balance of power in rap has shifted, and it's not even close anymore. Kendrick Lamar isn't just dominating the stage. He's running the charts like no one else ever has. His track Luther has been sitting comfortably at #1, untouched, for nearly 3 straight months. That kind of dominance hasn't been seen in years. But this isn't only about numbers. It's about cultural impact, respect, and authentic power. And what's Drake doing in response? Forcing Nokia down everyone's throats with an over-the-top IMAX-style rollout that nobody asked for. He tried to make it the next big anthem, but it flopped harder than anyone expected. Fans saw straight through it. Another desperate attempt to prove he's still in control. But the truth? He isn't. At this point, Kendrick isn't just beating Drake. He's redefining what success in hip-hop even looks like. Fans are choosing sides every night, and the message couldn't be clearer. Kendrick is running this era now. Meanwhile, Drake is stuck on the sidelines, watching as the kingdom he built slips away. Once again, Drake tried to spin a win. And once again, it blew up in his face. Nokia couldn't even come close to the success of Luther. Kendrick's record has been locked at #1 for nearly 12 straight weeks. 12. In today's music world, that's unheard of. And that streak isn't just about streams or sales. It's a statement. Proof that the crown officially belongs to Kendrick Lamar now. And Drake can't do a thing about it. And while Drake will never admit it out loud, deep down he knows. He knows this is the end of his run. For the first time in his career, he's out of tricks, out of momentum, and out of options. That's why he's been hiding in silence. The man who once controlled every headline is suddenly nowhere to be found. He's not plotting, he's processing. Because reality just hit him like a brick. The era of Drake is over, and there's no comeback tour for this one. You can almost feel it. The defeat, the embarrassment, the realization that no matter how many distractions he throws at us, the games, the cryptic posts, the fake confidence, it's done. The clock ran out. Hip-hop has moved on without him. This isn't just another feud that Drake lost. This is the moment hip-hop will remember forever as the one where Kendrick Lamar ended Drake's reign. And what makes it even crazier is that we've now officially hit the 1-year anniversary of that legendary back and forth. All those diss tracks that broke the internet, not like Us, Meet the Grams, and everything in between, just turned 1 year old. Fans everywhere are reliving the chaos, remembering how it felt when every drop shook the entire rap world. It was lightning in a bottle, something the culture will never forget. Now, everywhere online, people are debating again, breaking down lyrics, revisiting moments, and laughing at just how badly Drake got handled. And no matter how many diehard fans try to rewrite history or move the goalpost to make him look okay, the truth is clear. Kendrick didn't just win, he dominated. He out-rapped him, outplanned him, and outlasted him. Now, hip-hop has its lesson written in stone. Never come for Kendrick Lamar unless you're ready to lose it all. And Drake, he learned that the hard way. Even when you look at the people around him right now, it's chaos. You can tell how lost they are just by how they're talking. Drake's silence has his whole circle spinning, trying to rewrite what the world already saw with their own eyes. Even his loudest offenders, academics and Maul, are crashing harder than ever. Honestly, it's getting embarrassing. As the one-year anniversary of the Kendrick versus Drake beef rolled around, these guys started scrambling. They've been running around online trying to reframe history, twisting the story like fans don't remember exactly how it went down. But the more they talk, the worse it gets. The coping is unreal. And Maul especially has taken it to a new level. Just recently, he tried debating DJ Head, and it was a total disaster. Instead of defending Drake with logic, he exposed just how deep the delusion runs in OVO's camp. You could see it. The frustration, the denial, the mental gymnastics, all to protect an image that's already shattered. It was like watching someone argue that the sky isn't blue while standing outside on a perfectly clear day. And then came the quote that broke the internet. Maul actually said, "Drake didn't lose the battle lost him." Like what? That might go down as one of the most laughable lines in hip-hop history. It wasn't just wrong, it was embarrassing. A whole new level of coping that showed just how desperate they are to avoid admitting what everyone already knows. Drake lost, plain and simple. Meanwhile, Drake's still silent. No posts, no statements, no music, nothing. It's like he abandoned his crew and left them to fight battles he's already given up on. And instead of holding him accountable, they're spinning wild theories just to save face. But every time they open their mouths, it only makes things worse. At this point, even Drake's biggest supporters are proving how bad things have gotten. The OVO circle isn't defending a win anymore. They're defending delusion. Drake's silence and his crew spiraling both say the same thing loud and clear. The empire has officially fallen apart. Honestly, the whole situation has turned into a circus. And somehow, it keeps getting messier. Every wild take from Maul and academics adds more confusion, more noise, and more proof that Drake's empire is crumbling from the inside out. Meanwhile, the rest of the culture is focused on the real moments that change hip-hop forever. The ones Kendrick Lamar created while Drake fell apart in real time. When you put in perspective, it's just pure embarrassment for Drake. Between his friends' unhinged takes, the way fans are revisiting every diss track, and Kendrick's grand national tour dominating headlines, Drake's downfall is playing out in high definition. The more Kendrick wins, the worse Drake's losses look. That tour alone has completely buried the last bit of hype Drake had left. Fans are literally watching in real time as Kendrick cements himself as the new king of hip-hop, while Drake fades into the background. The truth is, the clock really did run out. Drake had an entire year to flip the story, rebuild his image, and take back control. But instead, he fumbled every single opportunity. Drake made all the wrong moves, pretending he was still running things, refusing to face reality, and never adjusting to the shift happening around him. Now he's stuck. He never evolved, never adapted, and never accepted that the world had already moved on. Even when he caught a tiny spark of momentum with Nokia, it vanished as quickly as it appeared. That wasn't a comeback. It was a last gasp. Because deep down, Drake knows the truth. The era where he sat at the top of hip-hop is over. That crown isn't coming back. And when you really think about it, that's the difference between him and Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick didn't just win the beef. He elevated the entire culture. He did it with class, precision, and respect for the art form, while still delivering moments that shook the industry to its core. He didn't just embarrass Drake. He reminded everyone what true hip-hop greatness looks like. Now, 1 year removed from the last time Drake held any real influence, he's finally facing it. He's not the man anymore. The throne has been taken. The story has been written, and Kendrick Lamar didn't just walk away with a victory. He walked away as the leader of the entire genre. In just 1 year, Kendrick has taken hip-hop to heights that even Drake never reached. From his iconic Super Bowl performance, to Not Like Us becoming one of the biggest songs of this generation, to GNX holding strong in the top 5 since its release. Kendrick's domination is absolute. He's doing what Drake always claimed to do, but with real respect, real artistry, and real power behind it. Add to that an entire stadium tour selling out in minutes worldwide, and it's game over. You can feel it in the air, the shift, the energy, the celebration of an artist who's pushing the culture forward instead of chasing clout. Kendrick isn't just performing, he's leading a movement. Meanwhile, in the OVO camp, they can't even find one empty seat at a Kendrick show to clown. Every arena is packed. Every fan is screaming word for word. And Drake's team can't do a thing about it. For Drake, that is the sting. He spent years building his brand on dominance, but now he's watching someone else do it bigger, better, and without the gimmicks. All the narratives he tried to spin, the petty dices, the fake confidence, the endless excuses, they've all crumbled, no matter how he tries to twist it. The truth is clear. Kendrick Lamar owns this moment. And Drake, he's finally out of moves. His silence isn't strategy anymore. It's surrender. When Drake goes quiet now, it's not confidence, it's defeat. He's out of bars, out of tricks, and out of words to save face. This isn't the same guy who used to troll the internet at 3 a.m. just to prove a point. This is a man who knows the fight is over. Because at this stage, there's nothing left for him to say. Kendrick Lamar didn't just win a battle. He claimed an era. And for the first time ever, Drake is realizing that no matter how hard he tries to deny it, the game has officially passed him by. And now, with everything that's unfolded, Drake has officially run out of options. He's got nothing left to give. For the first time in his entire career, we're seeing him this quiet. And that silence speaks louder than any diss track ever could. It's shocking when you think about it. Drake built his whole brand on being loud, always online, always in the mix, always poking at somebody. But now, crickets. He's vanished. And what makes it even wilder is the timing. We're right at the 1-year anniversary of Not Like Us Meet the Grams, and all the moments where Kendrick Lamar completely redefined hip-hop and buried Drake in the process. In the middle of Kendrick's victory lap, Drake's silence hits harder than any response ever could. It feels like the final confirmation. Kendrick didn't just beat him, he broke him. Sure, knowing Drake, he'll probably pop back up eventually, trying too hard, being extra, pretending like none of this ever happened. But the damage is already done. Because right now, as Kendrick continues breaking records and performing to sold-out stadiums worldwide, Drake has nothing but silence. And that silence, it's deafening. Kendrick Lamar has officially left Drake speechless, something nobody ever thought we'd see. The man who once controlled every headline can't even control his own comeback anymore. And with Kendrick stacking more wins every single week, who knows how long Drake will stay in hiding? So now I want to hear from you. What do you make of Drake going this quiet? Is this him finally accepting the loss? Or is he just waiting for the perfect moment to make noise again? Because after everything that's happened this past year, it's clear this silence isn't strategy, it's defeat. And if you made it this far, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next, because this story is far from over. In fact, I just dropped a full retrospective on the anniversary of one of the most historic moments hip-hop has ever seen. From the first shots fired between Drake and Kendrick to the reactions that shook the entire culture, this deep dive breaks down every lyric, every move, and every turning point that redefined what it means to win a rap battle. This wasn't just another beef. This was a cultural reset. It didn't just change hip-hop. It changed the entire music industry forever. So go check that out, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.